Hello and welcome to Serial at Midnight. My name is Heath and we have new Imprint in the house. Actually, Imprints and this little gem from Viavision, which I am Viavision is Imprint's parent company. I am super excited about this. And if you watch this channel and you follow Serial at Midnight, you know why. These films span a really special time for me. So these 1990 is the earliest film from this wave. In 2003, so 90 to 2003, and for me, that was one of the highlights. That decade plus is one of the biggest, brightest spots in my movie fandom. Really, that period it was like the new Hollywood, where it's really handmade films, and that's what made me, going from blockbuster movies as a kid, and then realizing that there's much more here, and then becoming an actual cinephile. These movies they hold a very special place for me, and I really like this particular batch here. So let's dig right into it. Full disclosure, I've started this video like 3 or 4 times, and there's so much information here that I want to convey, but it ends up with me just reading a lot of stuff off the back of the box. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold each one of these up, I'm going to turn it around, and I'm going to let you freeze frame so you can read everything. My goal is so you know, like, I just want you to know about these because it's Keanu, guys. They are limited to 1,500 units. And by the time they ship from Australia and arrive here for me, I should say these slipcover editions are limited to 1,500 units. They may get new life beyond these slipcover editions, but I know a lot of you guys love these slipcovers. And by the time they get here, it's like 3 weeks after release date. And because they're so limited worldwide, I feel a responsibility to get these videos up as soon as possible so that if you are interested, you don't miss out. So that's why sometimes we don't have deeper, like I don't really spend 10 minutes on each movie. This is I'll Sleep When I'm Dead, ex-con crime movie, Clive Owen. It's a really interesting time for Clive Owen too. This period in his filmography, I really like. I guess it wasn't long after this. When was just off the top of my head? Wasn't King Arthur shortly after this? Like just a few years later, maybe 1 or 2 years later, when he was like King Arthur in the big Disney Jerry Bruckheimer production. But, I mean, these movies. So many of these have brand new, they'll have archival features, and then they have brand new additional features. And like I was telling you, like in previous takes of this video, like I'm just droning on with like, and it has this, and it has this. That's not good YouTube. So, Jacob's Ladder, man, this is a movie that really, really connects with people. And for good reason, because this one's loaded, and I'm not just going to sit here and read, but there's a ton of new stuff. New audio commentary, new interview with the screenwriter, new interview on, or new thing about the locations, a new video essay, 2 video essays. I mean, it's just, there's so much stuff here for people that love these movies. And they're really beautifully done. Let's talk about these movies in the comments below. That's what I would... That's the best place. I always say, especially in videos like this one, which are kind of focused on a very specific thing. I'm like, and movies that, let's be honest, a lot of you guys have never heard of, you've never seen. Some of you have, but a lot of you haven't. And so this is a good opportunity. This is huge. Man, this is huge. Georgia. Jennifer Jason Leigh, Mayor Winningham. Jennifer Jason Leigh. Mayor Winningham. Hard watch. It's a hard watch. This is one of those that you don't like. How often will I watch this one? I don't know, but I'm glad that it's getting this disc release, this presentation, because man, movies are art. You know what I'm saying? We sometimes they're just a product more and more these days, but they are an art form, and this is the kind of movie that, movies aren't always comfortable. They're not always, fun or uplifting, but I mean, this is great. Audio commentary, new new interview with actor John Doe, a bunch of archival stuff. This one is I could not believe when this was announced. The Return to Paradise. I remember this movie. Was this 98? 98, yeah. I remember this movie in the theater, and I mean, Vince Vaughn, Anne Heche, Joaquin Phoenix. this idea as kind of a politically charged movie about this guy that gets left behind in Malaysia and ends up in a basically a prison cell. And really, again, not fun. It's not like, hey, let's put on Return to Paradise, you guys. It's not that kind of a movie. But look at Joaquin, man. Look at Joaquin Phoenix. Powerful. He's a great actor. I saw an interview with Joaquin, and I don't even know that he wanted to be an actor. It sounds like, based on the interview, that when his brother River died, that he felt a responsibility to continue the potential that River had through his own career. Like, he's like, well, it's mine. You see that with Elvis too. Elvis's brother died in childbirth. He had a twin brother. Like, you see, like, Elvis absorbed this and was like, it's my responsibility to live enough for the both of us. And so, like, you know, the question was like, Joaquin Phoenix, do you enjoy this? And I don't know that he does. It's like a responsibility. But I think that results in some really interesting performances, and he's always been just like a step out. So sometimes I talk about people being a step outside of the mainstream, and that's very much the case with him. This is really great too. We got a new interview with the director, a new interview with the composer, and then archival interviews with Anne Heche isn't even here anymore. So I'm glad we have those. One of these, hold on, I did breeze through. One of these has a documentary. Mike Hodges, I'll Sleep When I'm Dead, documentary. I don't want to let this go by without talking about that. All right, let's talk about Rawhide. You know, I'm a huge fan of Westerns. Rawhide is one of the greats. The writing behind this show is fantastic. And just it's early. It's the show that made Clint Eastwood sort of a household name. You know, a lot of people, they'll take, so before Dirty Harry, right? Before Once Upon a Time, or The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, you know, before Sergio Leone. In the 50s, he's the star, or the co-star of Rawhide, which is an ensemble piece. They're on a cattle drive, basically. Head 'em up, move 'em out, one of the most iconic theme songs in history. So what year is this? 1959. This is the complete series. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I'm going to be honest. So I have the complete series of Rawhide on DVD, and it looks really good because it's shot on film and everything. These episodes on Blu-ray are an improvement from the DVDs, but if you're looking for like this night and day thing, it's not there, because the DVDs look really good. And like, I'm just noticing as I'm watching these, like, now the stuff that's shot in like a studio or whatever, if they're on a sound stage, it's better, but there's a lot of stuff that's like outside, you know. It's like a trek, right? You know, it's a cattle drive sort of thing. And it's film, and it's dirty, and it's got lots of, you know, film artifacts and things in that. So if you're looking for this like crystal clear, so many times we talk about shows and people are like 104K. Our expectations are way out of check when it comes to certain things. So if you have reasonable expectations for Rawhide on Blu-ray, I think you're going to be really happy with this. And I'm excited because they've gone ahead and labeled it one. Will the complete series get released on Blu-ray? I sure hope so. I have put feelers out in the United States about some of these shows, and I just don't think it's coming in the United States. Maybe one day. I'm not saying never. But, you know, The Virginian exists on Blu-ray in Germany. So the HD masters are there, but there's no market in the United States for that, because this is the thing, like, people want it to come out. You have to buy it too, right? There has to be a return. It costs money for a company to put these things out, to restore them in HD. You have to buy it. And, you know, we all know, people are like, I'll pay $11.99 for that. Not a penny more. Why would anybody put that out then? So, you know, I think this is a very limited market for Rawhide because, but you know what? I am that market, and I think a lot of you guys are that market too. So this is really exciting. It's got a bonus episode, Incident of the Roman Candles, and original commercial break bumper. It is on five Blu-rays. They look like this. They're all, you know, a lot of Vivision's stuff is fairly uniform in its presentation. Here's the... Well, you know, let me slide this out really quick. This is the episode guide, in case you're curious. Really powerful stuff. If, like, I've said so much about this before, but hey, maybe this is your first time hearing me talk about Westerns because you tuned in for Imprint stuff. Westerns in the 1950s, this is the golden age. Like, Rawhide comes out of the golden age of the American Western. And it meets this moment when, you know, the people that are writing these things and starring in these things went to war. They had fought in World War II. They bring back all these experiences. They internalize these experiences. Out of this comes film noir. And all through the 50s, right, is this really complex gray morality as people are wrestling with, like, we think we're good, but we're capable of some pretty terrible things. They've seen so much death and carnage, and, like, you know, the idea of a gas chamber. This one man's like, we're just going to kill all these people. They've lived through this, and they've internalized this into their own experience. And so you see this weariness in 50s Westerns that is also reflected in the noir, you know, the very cynical kind of thing. But Westerns are always about the American myth and the ideal of the American West. And what Rawhide really captures is it's a fun adventure show, right? It's a cattle drive show, but it also taps into the, you know, they have adventures as they roll into town, or, like, you know, so there's only so many Western plots, but it's about, like, it's people. It's about the situations that these people get into on this drive, and there are no easy answers. And it's often like, this is why we love it, because it's a level of character development that we do not see. We don't see it today. So these are now available, and I'm really grateful to be talking about them. What are your favorites here? Which ones do you think you'll pick up? Let's continue the conversation in the comments below. Let's let the comments of this video be like the video store, where we can recommend things to each other and be like, oh, I think you should check out blah, blah, blah. Oh, if you like Joaquin Phoenix in this, you should check Joaquin Phoenix out in this other movie. All right, thank you guys. I appreciate you. Take care. Till next time, I will catch you later.